Finally back to the fucking house. It was a long weekend of flight delays and driving. But how often do you get to pose down with somebody who's almost 100 pounds heavier than you are? Lean. That was pretty fucking badass. Had a chest workout with Samson Dowda. I'm sure that'll get posted soon enough, but yeah, that show is fucking badass. So now we're back to my own shit. But obviously I didn't lift yesterday, so there's no clips to post for today. So if you're tired of a little cardio video, it was this or nothing. But let's break down the breakfast. So I got a bagel, 10 grams of fat worth of cream cheese on it, 15 grams of protein worth of egg whites. I was kind of lazy, so I didn't want to actually like get a pan out and cook it. So what I did, I wouldn't recommend this for like a lot of eggs at once. But if you're just doing a couple, you can just oil up a bowl, right? Pour them in, whatever, add a plate, and put them in the fucking microwave. Now, this is a finicky method. There's no, like, you can't just hit 1 minute and it'll come out perfect. You got to kind of watch it. It'll start making a little bit of fucking noise. But, I mean, honestly, it's been a long time since I've done this. I can't remember if it turned out fine or not. It's perfect. I did this in my freshman dorm for a while because they on the third floor they had a kitchen, but it just had a microwave and a fridge and a sink. There was no actual stovetop. So this was the fucking classic method for getting protein in, just throwing it in the microwave. It's if you got your fucking mind working in a way trying to think about trying to give you different sorts of foods and whatever, you can figure some weird shit out. I will say this though, don't well, do it at your own risk. Because even when I put it in the fucking microwave today, I had to put a lid on it because like the lid fucking almost flew off because it kind of, if you put an egg in a microwave, it's gonna fucking blow up. But then I got the vitamins. You're right. You are right when you say don't take the vitamins fasted. I do know that. I was just kind of a fool last time. But vitamins, creatine. I poured a cap. So this is just fucking raw powder. I'm not going to dry scoop it. I'll just pour in some of this fucking electrolyte mix to get this down. But, I'll sit here for, honestly, this probably won't take me that long. When, when I'm bulking, I'm actually sitting around for a while each meal just because it's like so fucking much. And I'm eating to a point where I don't want any more. But now, fucking, I end up just scarfing down my meals. I almost try to go slow just so I can enjoy it for a little bit longer. But, once I finish this, we can get in the car, go to the gym, get some cardio going. I think I'm going to start throwing abs in with cardio. Not because I think it's going to like develop them, but, the same reason why I'm throwing shoulders into the routine now and why I'm going to do some more forearms. And, I'm throwing calves in too, but that's just because I'm an asshole. I should have been doing calves this whole time. But I kind of feel like in the dieting phase, I want to make sure I stimulate all the muscle around me, right? Because I'm not trying to build it up, but I am trying to maintain what I've already built. So, I'd say, I hope you did your cardio this morning too. I know you didn't, or if you're watching this at night, you're not going in the morning. But I definitely think there's some physical performance-based metrics which cardio is going to help you improve. I don't just do it for fun. But let's get in the car and get in there. Whoa. Fuck. There we go. I'm glad I didn't talk for too long. I didn't have the mic on. All right, so basic plan is to go, and I am not thinking to myself, okay, it's time to go do 30 minutes of intense cardio. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go do 30 minutes of sitting on my phone and getting a little sweaty. Because that's honestly all it is. Now, I'm not like, it's not going to kill me if I don't do my cardio one day. I'm not so attached to it as I am like the actual weight session in the gym. Like if I had to skip a lift, it would probably upset me. But if I had to skip cardio, I'd be like, well, fuck it, whatever. But that is not to say that I don't think it's fucking important. But in terms of, a bodybuilding context, the weight training is the primary stimulus. The cardio I do think is kind of secondary, because you can beat big without it, but I really do think it's got there's some benefits for you to be had if you start doing it on a consistent basis. Better endurance in the gym, better metabolism, which the better metabolism part too, that goes both ways. So in a cut, you get to eat a little bit more food and still lose weight, assuming that's the whole point of your cut. You're eating at a deficit. Doing cardio is going to mean that your maintenance calories are higher. So fucking man, you probably get an extra. Let's say the machine is right when it says you burn 300 calories in half an hour, like I usually set the settings up to. I think it might be kind of bullshit, but whatever. Let's just say 300 calories of cardio. You probably end up burning a little bit extra than that too, just afterwards, kind of because your heart rate's still elevated a bit. But that's the equivalent of fucking 75 grams of carbs. Anybody that's been kind of deep into dieting knows 75 grams of carbs is not nothing by any stretch of the imagination. So, and then in a bulking context, it's just going to be easier for you to eat more food. Like, I get the logic. Like, oh, I just burned 300 calories. I'm going to have to eat it again. Well, you're not going to have to eat it. You're going to be hungry for it. It's just like, it's like you're creating a need for your body to have more food. It's kind of a busy intersection. I don't want to hit any kids. But, and then in terms of the breakfast, we're totally switching topics now. Only 15 grams of protein? Sam, isn't that a little low? Don't you have to hit a gram per pound of body weight? Aren't you trying to do 250? You would be right. You would be right. But the way I look at it is, I don't have it as a perfectly evenly distributed spread across my whole day. I would much rather eat a little bit slower, and approach my, let's say I've only got 2,500 calories for the day. Or no, I raised it to 3,000. So I've only got 3,000 for the day. I'd rather, get to like noon and have only eaten like maybe 600 or 700. Because if it's noon and I've had 2,500 calories, then that means for the rest of the day, assuming I actually, stay under that limit, I've only got 500 calories to play with. So I typically end up doing smaller breakfasts, lunches, and I eat a little bit more food before and after training, but also a little bit more food, just kind of at night. Because it is kind of you're kind of setting yourself up for fucking failure if you're leaving yourself zero food and it's like 7 o'clock at night. Right? Assuming you're actually legit, you're trying to stick to this limit, then, you got until you go to bed, and then you have to fall asleep hungry, which is not typically the easiest thing to do. I find that later at night, that's the classic cheat time. Nobody wakes up in the morning and has a fucking big ass cheat meal. But even people who aren't tracking their calories in general, I think there's this kind of like mental gymnastics where it's like, oh, I was really good today. I didn't even eat that much today. I can have a treat tonight. And then, whatever they eat at night completely counteracts all of the low calorie dense foods or whatever they ate during the day. So if you're into the whole stupid simple macro tracker, which you should be, all of you should have that downloaded, and you should all be fucking opening it every time you eat anything. But yeah, what was I even about to say? Whatever, yeah, that should be you. Get the stupid simple macro tracker. And that's not a made up name. That's what it's fucking called. You just plug in the amount of fats, proteins, and carbs you had that meal, and it'll fucking track it for you, man. I think the MyFitnessPal gets a little too complicated with it. I like the simplicity of this one. But let's find a parking spot, and then obviously I'm not going to show 30 minutes of cardio, but I'll probably, I don't know, maybe I'll record like the last 2 minutes or something when I'm soaked. And I'm definitely going to do a couple sets of abs. I think there's an ab machine here that I like, kind of like a machine crunch. Because with abs, I'll talk about it later. I don't want to talk about the whole video in the car. Let's go do cardio. Let's go do cardio. Goddammit. Oh. Okay, so it looks like technically this was not 30 minutes straight of cardio, because I just took a minute as a fucking break. Ah, shit, the machine reset. God damn it. I got 9 minutes left still. There we go. Just reset it. There we go. So, in 21 minutes, the machine says I burned about 220 calories, which is about right. That's a little more than I would usually prefer. Whether or not this is actually 300 calories, like physically on my body that I've burned, whatever. It's fucking close enough. But honestly, it's kind of fucking tricky to even figure that shit out. Because when I see somebody wearing an Apple Watch and they post it after their workout, really? You burned 1,500 calories in an hour? Dude, that's fucking, I don't know how much you know about calories, but that's fucking bullshit. So, if the fitness apps are weird, and the machines probably don't really know what's going on with your metabolism or whatever else, then, what, just do 30 minutes, break a solid sweat, you're probably good. Don't get too concerned about the numbers. But also, don't do your cardio too light. I mean, I've seen somebody sit on the bike next to me for 20 minutes, and they've got it on like difficulty setting 3, and they burned like 40 calories. Or the machine says they burned 40, when, in the same amount of time, me pedaling hard, sweating, it says I did 300. And that is not like a number I've worked up to. I've been doing 300 since I was, in the 200s. Or no, since I was like, 180 or so. It's just kind of a number I like to hit. But, I'll sit here for another 7 minutes. Then we can skip to, honestly, fuck it. I got to go to class after this. I don't have time for any ab sets. So I'll just talk about what I would do if I would do them. Like a fucking total asshole. But with abs, when you think of a classic ab workout, I know you're thinking about crunches and leg lifts or V-ups and shit like that. Like, those are all ab workouts, but I think they're more akin to just exercise. They're not like a real set. Like, I wouldn't want to just do body weight work for chest, because I want to grow my chest. It's a fucking muscle. I want to stimulate it with weight. So the same logic applies to your freaking abs. So instead of sitting here and doing crunches and leg lifts, even though I do like crunches, honestly, I would do crunches at the end. But as like a pre-exhaust actual working set, I want to do like kneeling cable crunches, where you kneel down in front of the cable, you grab a rope or a bar overhead, and you just fucking, actually do a real working set instead of just like burning out. You can really stimulate your abs with some weight. Now, I would not recommend doing too much like side to side work, like where you're standing up, you hold a 50 in one hand, and then you do like side raises. I just don't think the size of your midsection needs so much work. Honestly, I think if you do that a lot, it can make your midsection look a bit more blocky. Because you got to think, you'd be growing the muscles on your sides and just thickening them up. They need a certain amount of development, but I think you should really be focusing on, the conventional 6-pack right in the middle, instead of too much shit side to side. But let me focus for the last 4 minutes, and we can jump to a pose down. There we go. Okay, so cardio done. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna fucking put my jacket on, because really, I'm just a total fucking fool. I need to bring a spare shirt after cardio. I mean, sometimes after a lift, the shirt will still be dry and I'm fine. But after cardio, I'm always fucking drenched. So I think I'll just go straight to the jacket instead of trying to put a fucking sweaty shirt on. But let's see what we're looking. Pumpless. I guess post cardio, you got some blood flowing. You're maybe a little veinier than normal. But, I mean, nothing crazy like an actual chest and arm pump. I would not want to be walking around shirtless at the rec center, just in the gym area. But this is kind of the side. This is like a side road. Nobody gives a fuck. So let's go through a couple standard. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Oof. Let's see what else is good. Oh, then maybe back lat spread and double by. Now we can get the fuck out of here. I'm late for a class right now. But what are you going to do? All right. So cardio complete. Honestly, I probably don't even want a meal after this. I'll just go home and bring a shake with me because I've got 2 classes back to back. And then there's like a, you know, maybe 2 hour long gap in between my second one and my third one. So after that, I can just ride the electric bike back to the house and make a meal really quick. All right, so cardio done. Let's get in the car, man. Badass. Perfect. I gotta fucking make sure the mic is on every time I fucking hit record. Just in freaking case. So, did not pay for parking. Kind of fucking risked it. It would have cost me $2 at the risk of a $10 ticket. So the gamble was worth it this time. The gamble was worth it this time. So plan now, actually. I don't know what I was thinking. Today's not Monday or Wednesday. No. Today's not Monday or Wednesday. It's Tuesday. So I don't have my first class till later. I'm good. So I need to go to fucking Kroger and get some shit. I need some steaks, preferably flank, just for the leanness. Because I mean, like I love I've been doing ribeyes, but dude, ribeye is so fucking fatty, man. I can't be eating that. A whole ribeye is gonna be more than it's gonna be almost my entire fat content for the whole day. So that's too fucked. So I'm thinking either some flanks or just like really lean ground beef. I need some more liquid egg whites in a carton. I need some more keto bread. Honestly, I would not have minded a fucking keto bagel this morning. Instead of 50 grams of carbs, I would have been at, I don't know, what, maybe 10? I don't know how many. I know a slice of the keto bread is about 3 grams of carbs total, not including the dietary fiber. But I think the bagels would definitely be more. It's just more bread. It's more dough. But I'm thinking, so meat, eggs. I'll probably get some skim milk. Honestly, I kind of like drinking a little bit of milk. Meat, eggs, skim milk. I can't fucking. I'll figure it out when I'm in there. But primarily low-calorie dense foods. Nothing super fatty, nothing super fatty, nothing really sugary. It would only serve to make me, well, like if I were to eat a bowl of cereal with 100 grams of carbs in it and 4 cups of milk, I could fit that in the daily 3,000 calorie limit. But that's a ton of calories all at once, where I would feel just as full if I were to eat, like a big turkey sandwich with keto bread and a bunch of lettuce on it, and then maybe some kind of something on the side too. So it's not like I'm thinking to myself, okay, I don't want to eat sugar right now because I'm dieting. It's not good for me. What I'm really thinking is, I don't want to eat sugars or treats, whatever, just because they're fucking super calorie dense. If I ate a big ass breakfast of a big bowl of cereal, I would definitely go through a fucking big chunk of my calories, and then I'd be hungrier later. So I talked about this before. My main goal when I'm trying to cut down and actually track my calories is I'm trying to stay as full as possible in terms of feeling full like after you eat, but not eating foods that are fucking super calorie fucking dense. So if you can feel full on a big ass turkey sandwich with keto bread, mustard, and just a ton of lettuce, that is the way to do it. That is the freaking way to do it. I still gotta get my power steering fixed. I'm sitting here getting a forearm pump every time I drive. So I'll deal with that probably tomorrow. I only have one class I can drive it in, but I'm done. So I'm gonna go do legs later tonight. But that tomorrow's leg day video is technically the same day as this. That's kind of confused a couple of you because I'll post this video as like day whatever, I forget, and then tomorrow's video will also be the same day. I gotta start. I did this for the last one. I'll do day whatever. Let's say 14, 13. I don't remember. Part 1 is the cardio, and I'll say part 2 is the lift. That'll make a bit more fucking sense. I should have done that from the beginning, but I got a whole day of class, a little bit more eating, and then legs tomorrow. Ideally, you'd have a similar morning to this, with at least maybe doing some sort of cardio. I know you're probably not, but whatever. So I'll fucking see you next time.